Hello, everybody.
Hi. Mm.
Hello, hello. Hello, Footzilla. Johnny McGossum. Hi, hi. Hello, hi.
Hello. Hi. Hello. Welcome.
Hello, welcome. Please take your seats. Thank you.
Bienvenue.
Welcome and bienvenue. Welcome.
Why isn't my thing working? Hold on. There it is. Oh, this is going to be a real good delay.
Awesome. All right. Everybody, welcome to Between Two Nerds, your source for voter registration and casting your ballot information, as well as chats with your favorite notable nerds. I'm JP Karliak.
I'm Courtney Taylor. And we are?
And we're Between Two Nerds. I say the title at the beginning.
No, it never works together.
I know. I need to. Either the title goes to the beginning or it goes to the end. Anyway, welcome everybody. We're very excited to have an amazing actor, voiceover actor, and advocate, singer. Oh my God, the voice. An advocate for the homeless populations. The amazing Michael Leon Wooley. So let me see if I can grab him.
If you have questions, drop them in the question box below. Throw some cool ones in there. And our action item today is supporting the HEROES Act. It's got funding for the post office, which will help us all vote by mail. So it's very easy. You can just click on senate.gov. There's a little drop-down menu in the right-hand corner at the top. You can hit Find Your Senator, put it your state, and you will get it and all the information, and you just put it in your phone forever, like speed dial it, and then you just call them and tell them to get to passing that HEROES Act, y'all.
So we have a little bit of a technical issue. Michael, if you can see us, because I know you're on. For some reason, when I go to the thing, it says you're unable to connect, and I don't know why that is. I know you're here.
I'm super excited that it's not me.
Yes.
Usually it's me.
Yeah. No, like I could go live with any number of people on this chat right now, including my Uncle Brian. Hi, Brian. Oh, wait. Here we go. Did this work now? I think we might have fixed it. Let's see.
Oh, thank you, Love Blossom 92. You're so sweet. I showered. I, too, was shocked that Carl Reiner died. A comedic genius has left the planet, which sucks.
Hilariously, well, I don't know about hilariously, but the book that this very phone is sitting on is Carl Reiner's book.
Aww.
Yeah, a friend, a very good friend.
Fun fact, you guys, in case you're interested, we got our classic teas back in stock. So, hold on. Here they are. Fresh off the press. I'm distracting people while we figure out what's going on. Fresh off the press, classic teas, super soft. You can get them on nerdsvote.com/shop in all sizes, pretty much. Not all, but, you know, a lot of sizes. And we have tank tops.
There it is.
Oh my gosh. Hello. Oh my gosh.
Woo! Okay.
Hi, Michael. Sorry about that. I don't know what that was.
No worries. Looks like I need to clean the lens on my phone.
No, I love a soft Vaseline lens.
So do I.
How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. Welcome to the show.
Good to be here.
Yeah. We were just talking about
You
our
look great.
yeah. No,
Thank you.
now that
Thank you.
the lens is clean, your clarity is beautiful. No, we were just pitching our merch and
Go for it. Pitch it.
oh yeah, no, all good, all good. How have you been? How have you been handling the confinement that we've been enduring for the past few months?
Well, I'm doing okay. You know, I think like everyone, the first week we all went crazy trying to
Mm-hmm.
figure out work and, you know, income and not seeing anybody and quarantine. But yeah, I've been doing okay. I've been able to work from home doing some animation and voiceover stuff. So that's been good. But yeah, I'm surviving. I do a lot of Zoom things and
Yeah.
keep busy.
Yes, for sure. I was actually about to bring up a show that I know that you're doing that I know that I'm doing as well, but then I'm like, oh wait, we can't talk about that one yet. So
Which
never mind.
one?
Oh, I just realized
Don't say it.
my camera was just the animated one, that one.
With music?
Yes.
Okay, yes, yeah.
That
Yeah.
one.
Which
But
is
somebody
pretty
just said
awesome.
yeah, it's an amazing show, and I can't wait for that one to come out.
Either,
Somebody
yeah.
just said you're on Kipo.
Yes,
Yeah.
I am.
Oh, amazing! That's such a
Yeah.
good show.
Yeah, who do I play? Mulholland, I can't remember what it is. He's like a big thing. He's made of water. He sounds like this. Mulholland. Tardigrade. That's what he is.
He's a tardigrade. I love them.
He's a tardigrade. Yes.
They're the little bears, right?
Those little microscopic ones that I love that look like bears.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
little teeth and fangs.
Yes. That's exactly him. He's a tardigrade, and
Very cute.
he's magical, I think, too.
Sure, because why not?
Yeah.
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 All the best characters have a spot of magic.
Are you also, is it confirmed? I mean, I don't know. I just looked at your IMDb, so I don't know if you can say, but are you announced for Cyberpunk 2077, or is that a lie?
Is it? I mean, it's on my IMDb page, isn't it? Somebody mentioned that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Well, that's on there just in case anyone's looking. So he may or may not be in that game, but he's
Yes,
amazing.
I may or may not be in that game. Let's say that.
You have the dream acting scope. You're in like theater, you sing, you do voice acting on TV. It's crazy.
I agree. Yeah, it is crazy. I mean, I didn't start out this way. I just started really to do theater. But yeah, I was in New York for years doing theater and Broadway and touring and things like that. It's really kind of upsetting about Broadway being shut down for the rest of the year. And I'm not sure what 2021 is going to look like even. None of us are. But I mean, I'm grateful to be doing voiceover and animation now.
Yeah, for sure. Ditto that. I mean, I think the hope is I feel like once people feel that it's safe to go anywhere or be anywhere, that hopefully if anybody still has the money to do so, I think everybody will be just flooding to get every type of entertainment there is, especially theater and concerts and stuff like that. It's just, it's so missed.
Oh my gosh. I told people I just finished television a few days ago. I finished it completely.
All of it. You got to the very end.
Yeah. I finished Netflix 2 weeks ago. Now I finished television.
And like where the sidewalk ends, what is at the end of television?
Death and sadness. Yeah.
The end of television is just an advertisement for Time Life books, and
yes, it's like the end of a Bugs Bunny cartoon. It's just the end. And
done. So Courtenay was making the fun observation that in The Princess and the Frog, you were Louis the Alligator.
Yes.
And then on Aging the Queen, you were Louis Bell.
Yes.
And then on OKKO, you were Belle Beefer.
Okay.
So yeah. So when I
You're
guess
touching through different characters with the same.
Yeah.
yeah, they just all connect. So we're just we're just waiting for the role that starts with Beefer. Maybe that's the one in the cyberpunk video game.
Yes. Beefer. That's the one role. Yeah, Beefer. What do I play Beefer in?
OKKO.
Oh, yes.
You were Belle Beefer, and you were the son. That's how I met you.
Yes.
You were the son. It was great. You would just come in.
Yes.
Awesome deep voices, and then leave.
That's what they hired me to do. Come in and talk low and then leave. Say something funny really low and then I get to go home. I was kind of shocked too with both those Lewises
But you and I
having
had
the
this
same
great
name.
conversation about just to kind of touch a little bit on creativity, about how when you do a lot of voice acting, your skills at memorizing lines can sometimes go down the pooper. And we were talking about that, and I was so amazed because when I looked you up and started stalking you, as I do, you've done so much theater. So I would think that you're tough because you were working on AJ and the Queen, and you were saying like all these lines we have to remember, and I was like, well, you've done theater forever.
Well, when I was doing theater, I would do, we would rehearse for 6 weeks usually, and then a show would run for months or a year or 2 years once. So you only had to learn one show or one play at a time. And doing TV, it's like learning a play every week. And I've never been great at memorizing lines. It's always been something I've struggled with. One of my worst jobs I've ever had was understudying Cedric the Entertainer in American Buffalo on Broadway. And David Mamet, Mamet scripts are like blah, 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 blah. Just 3 people in the show. It's 2 hours, and it's just line after line after line. And that was, that was a lot of sleepless nights. I had scripts all over my house. And luckily I never had to go on because the show closed after a week. It was that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, so I've been doing mostly animation and voiceover for like 5 years. I mean, that's all I came out here to do animation after The Prince and the Frog, and it took a little bit, but all I've been doing is promo and animation for 4 or 5 years. I don't know if you know this, that if you go to the movie theaters, you can hear me say, welcome to AMC. Don't talk, don't text, don't ruin the movie. And now, coming to an AMC near you. That is me as well.
I did not know that was you.
Not many people know until they're in the movie theater.
Also, I got emotional when you said that because I was like, oh, movies.
Right? Right? Yes. I miss movies myself.
I'm just going to call you when I start watching a movie at home. I'm going to turn off all the lights, and I'm going to ask you just to, say it for me.
Could you just leave a voicemail message for her just so she can?
Yes, absolutely. That is great. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Well,
so going back
go
ahead.
I'm obnoxious when I go to the movie theaters because I literally, from the minute I get through the doors, I'm like, hello, what theater is my movie in? At Universal City here, they all know me, and I'd like some popcorn.
They have a picture of you up in the ticket booth, like, look out for this one.
And I'm even worse in the theater when the movie starts, because I'll sometimes, throw my critiques into trailers and be like, Leonardo DiCaprio is a hack. George Clooney is a ham. It's very funny, not to my friends, but to everyone around.
Sure, yeah. It's a limited group of people that attend movies with you.
Yes. Some people don't want to go with me.
So you mentioned Princess and the Frog, and there was recently just some amazing news about Princess and the Frog. Tell us.
Yeah. Yes, they are changing the Splash Mountain, which I guess was themed as Song of the South.
It was. Well, it still is for the moment.
It is into the Princess and the Frog. The Song of the South ride, it's a little dated. Yeah, just a tad. And I know that people have been petitioning for years to have this happen. But it took, recent events to finally make Disney go, let's relook at that.
I mean, it's always so interesting that it's a banned, it's a self-banned film by Disney. They will not put it on any of the services. They will not release it. And yet they thought it was a great idea to theme a ride. I mean, look, I love chickens on a riverboat more than anybody, but it just has a problematic history.
How old is it? I don't know. I mean, how long has that been around?
I think, I want to say like 50s maybe, because it's early Walt, but
well, it was time for an update.
1946.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I think.
It's as old as my mother.
Yeah, it is. It is time, and we're very excited.
12th, 1946.
It was announced on Thursday, but Disney called me like Monday, and I couldn't speak about it, but they let me in on it, and I was thrilled about it. And also, the ride is going to feature Louis and Tiana.
There we go.
It's weird part of a journey. It takes place after Tiana's been turned back human again toward the end of the movie.
Good.
And it goes from there. Because we don't need to see Princess Tiana as a frog.
No.
We need to see her in a gown.
Yeah, the beautiful green gown. Yes.
Yeah, but that's really exciting. And I think, and Louis is already in the park. He's walking around.
Oh, especially like in what is that, New Orleans Square or whatever that is.
Yeah, he's not out as much anymore. I mean, I'm sure he'll be back out now, but he was in the parade that happens, and but he wasn't in the park that much. But now he'll be out. It's so great. I love when I see Louis.
That is so cool.
I don't go as often as I'd like to, but the very first time really. The first time I went and saw Louis, it was very out of body because I was excited to see Louis, and Louis was excited to see me. So we were both kind of like, ah! It was very surreal. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So needless to say, because they reached out to you, you will be voicing him in the ride.
Yeah, I mean,
well, that's awesome.
Sound like
the
real deal.
The real
deal.
And I'm assuming Anika as well.
Hopefully they'll try some non-traditional casting, have Michelle Lee do it or something. I don't know. But
she's very gifted. She's very talented.
She's very talented. I assume it's going to be me.
Awesome. Well, that'll be great. It was definitely way overdue, and it absolutely fits the theme because it's a water ride. Princess and the Frog takes place in the bayous. I didn't
even think of that. That's true.
Yeah. This was a
Let's just hope they don't have all the mosquitoes from the real light.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's going to be real humid. It's going to have all kinds of mosquitoes and snakes that swim. It's going to be a great ride, guys.
Yeah. Oh God! For some reason, I'm flashing back to her name just Tiffany Haddish's story about the Groupon and taking the bayou tour with Will Smith and
yes.
Hilarious.
Yes. She is a damn treasure.
So Michael, in addition to meeting on that show that we can't talk about, I also know you because of my friend Jason Michael Snow and also my partner Scott Barnhart because of their work on your Christmas show that you do.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Was Scotty was in the
Scotty B.
Yeah, I adore Scotty. You know how I know those two?
From Mormon, right? Or no?
Yes, but early on, I did one of the, I guess the first workshop of Book of Mormon and created that character, the general.
Oh, you were
And
him. Wow.
uh, Bobby Lopez called me and it was like, we're working on this project. Are you free? And I was like, yeah. I've worked on a few of his musicals he's called me for. And I got there, I didn't know anything about it, had to sign all these NDAs, and it turned out to be Book of Mormon and as the role of the general. And it was great. And
Sure. Yeah.
when it moved to go on, I had a conflict with Disney, and I couldn't do the next workshop. But the show's great.
Yeah, and they're great folks that were in it.
They're great, yeah.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Tell me about your the charity that you've benefited through your show is Hope of the Valley. Yeah.
Yes.
How did you get involved with them, and what is your interest in their mission?
Well, it started, I was looking to do something for the homeless a few years ago. I was just there. It turned out to be 5 years ago, maybe 6. And I was looking, I Googled homeless and volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
And Hope of the Valley came up, and I think I called, and I said, I'd like to volunteer. And they said, well, we serve lunch from 12 to 1, Monday through Friday. Come help us serve lunch. And I was like, okay. So I went, and I just thought they do such great work, and they're a great organization. I was very struck. I've never done anything like this before, but I going to serve lunch. I remember they showed me around the first day, and they sit everyone down at tables in this large room, and they bring everyone silverware. And it's not like a soup line. So we put the food on plates, and we bring each person a plate one by one.
Mm-hmm.
So as you know,
Awesome.
if nowhere else, they will get dignity with us while they're there with us for lunch. And I was just really struck by their work, and they really work tirelessly. Ken Kraft, he's my hero. He's the head of the mission. And so I was just would go there occasionally to help serve lunch. And I asked one day what they did for fundraisers. And Ken says, this guy he was in the ensemble from Mamma Mia, and he came and sang a few songs. And I was like, well, let me see if I can help you out. And it started then. I called a few Broadway people out in Los Angeles, and it was at the Federal in North Hollywood upstairs. Put on a little
performed
Christmas
there
show
many times. Courtenay has
Yeah.
We hope well.
Yeah, and put on a little show and raised a few $1,000s. I said, I don't know what to call ourselves. And Ken Kraft, the head of the mission, said, how about Broadway to the rescue? And I was like, okay, done. And that was our first show 5 or 6 years ago. And our last one was at the Montalban Theater.
Mm-hmm.
And we've raised over $150,000. And it's been great fun. I'm sure you guys know, like putting on anything, the 2 days, the day of and the day before is just, it's rough.
Yeah.
Yep.
But at the end, it's all worth it. At the end, it's all worth it.
There is nothing like the feeling of having pulled off a successful event. Like
that's very true. Yes. And at the bar later, and then the next 2 days, you're just like hit by a truck and you can't really move.
Yeah.
Right.
But,
You can't hear, you can't see. You're like,
yes.
Your back is totally
exactly.
out.
Yeah. No voice. But it's great. And like a lot of people on Broadway, I think we relocate out here. Like, I don't know, try to work less and make more money. I don't know, but possible. And also, quality of life after struggle, that New York grind can be
pounding that pavement in the bitter
cold. How long
cold.
have you been out here?
Yeah.
How long have you been here?
I've been, I came out here I actually was never a Broadway person.
Were
shockingly, you? I know.
All right.
I came out here for college.
Oh.
with the intent of being an on-camera actor, and then just found that I stink at memorizing lines too, so I did
Oh.
voiceover.
Did you and Scotty?
Same.
Where did you and Scotty meet?
We met at a play reading.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Was the
Yeah,
play any
a
good?
friend of ours was writing a parody of Annie called Manny, which was the exact plot of Annie, except for the fact that Annie was played by a bald, ginger, middle-aged man who was the only person in the show who was unaware of the fact that he was, in fact, a bald, middle-aged gay man.
Great.
So, you know, all of the girls in the orphanage are just like, oh my God, what is this dude doing in our orphanage? And Scotty played Rooster, and I played the radio dude, the "You're never fully dressed without a smile" guy. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah,
Yes.
a match made in heaven.
Yes, that is great.
Anyway, so for those of you that are just tuning in, welcome to NerdsVote. We're a voter registration organization that promotes voting in the nerd communities. We are blessed today to have Michael Leon Wooley as our guest. If you have any questions for him, feel free to throw them in the little question mark box at the bottom. We'll get to those in a bit.
Yes, I'm from Glasgow. Yeah.
If you guys want any more information about Hope of the Valley, I put it in the stream. It's hopeofthevalley.org. And also, we have a little action item today. It's supporting the HEROES Act. So if you go to senate.gov and click Find My Senator, you can go on there and urge your senators to support the HEROES Act, which provides funding for our post office. Because without our post office, we can't vote by mail.
And it also provides
voting
funding
by mail.
for
So
voting by mail.
please contact your senators. It takes 2 minutes.
Yep. Cool. So speaking of voting, do you have a memorable voting experience? Your first one, or just one along the way?
Yeah, well, I was in New York. Yeah, I think I remember when I moved, the biggest thing is like I just didn't know how to do it. There was this, you had to go in and there's this lever. It would close the curtain and open the curtain. And yeah, I remember I would go early. There was a polling place near my house in walking distance. And I remember getting up at like 5 o'clock, and getting there. And there was just 4 people in line. And
Perfect.
I went back home and got some coffee, and I came back and there's 25 people in line. But yeah, I've always voted at the same polling place, except for, now I moved here in Los Angeles. There's a place not too far from my house in North Hollywood when I lived there.
Mm-hmm.
But I voted, I'd send stuff in early. Like they send me a little yellow card. And I remember when I went to the polling place, I was like, I had this thing, and they're like, go to the front of the line. I felt like I got through a VIP, at a club through the through the
Give you a little
row.
bracelet. You got to sit back with all the people giving out stickers.
Yes, I was like, is there bottle service? Yes.
There should be. There really should.
Yeah, for all the people working.
Awesome. So now do you, I mean, I know we're in the middle of a pandemic, so the answer is a little clearer, but do you typically vote by mail, or do you still do it in person, or what's your routine typically?
Yes, I usually go to the polls. I guess I might vote by ballot, but I do like to go. But I also do like to read up on all the added things there and see what additional things I can and should vote for. But voting by mail, gosh, I really would love to see that on a national scale. I know there are those against it. But I'm just, in terms of the pandemic and where we're at and where we could be in November, it's
scary.
In November. It's scary. Yeah, it's very scary. Yeah.
So
do you have anyone in particular? When we usually ask people, who do you have? Who are you voting for on the next election? But not the candidate. I mean, is there a certain section of people or people near and dear to you that you have in mind when you go to the polls that you're thinking of when you're casting your ballots?
Well, I am a staunch Democrat. and have always been a proud Democrat. In this year, I thought, before the pandemic, thank you, David Jackson, for calling me handsome. Um, um, I was going to try to see if I needed to travel somewhere during election time California, is, it's pretty liberal.
Pretty locked in,
But
yeah.
yeah, it's kind of locked in. But if there are things I can do or places I can go, I think I would physically try to do that because I'm sure, as you know, this election is just the most important thing, I think, on the planet that will happen. It's next to the pandemic. Whatever I can do.
Because you work with the homeless, some of those local elections and governor level elections are important too, just for the people who are here and tuning in. The idea that some of that policy comes down from the governor, your mayors, your city council, those things are also extremely important if you have things that are near and dear to you, like the homeless, like schools, things like that. So those are great things to consider. But do you have someone in mind? Obviously, you're part of a few different communities, and is there like someone? We've had people on who are like, my parents are getting older, or I have kids, or whatever. That something that just speaks to you.
In terms of a person or a cause, or
yeah, like who that vote benefits.
Oh my gosh. Well, I am a huge Biden supporter. I have been from the beginning, I think. I am, like most, very worried about the direction that this country has taken in its, just in the moral compass is just off in a way that I never thought it would be, that was capable of going. It's like, is that direction even possible? Till now. And as, Bolton said, it was said about, we can, survive and manage after one Trump presidency, but two, that's going to be hard to, fix all of that, I think. But it's an important time, socially, fiscally, to get back on track, it's going to take a lot. And I think Joe Biden's the one to do it. And I also think Joe Biden will build a fantastic team of people that, that will rival, I think, any presidency. And there's a lot of vacancies to be filled because the White House is kind of a skeleton crew in terms of who's running departments and things like that. And it's just
the whole administration is relatively empty at this point. So there's a lot of positions that this will affect.
Do you have any favorites for a vice presidential nominee?
You don't have to say. I'm happy whoever he picks. Kamala Harris, I think, is great.
Mm-hmm.
Kamala Harris, I guess, is my first pick. But I'm happy whoever he's happy with, I'm cool. I don't think there's a mistake to be made. But Kamala, I'd be down with that.
Okay.
Yes, do you all? What about you all? Do you?
I don't think we're at liberty to say. Are we at liberty to say?
We are supposed to be nonpartisan, so.
Obviously, we have opinions, so hit us up offline. We will tell you.
Yeah,
got it.
But I will say that I'm thrilled that there are so many viable candidates who are women, people of color. I think that this last presidential field was really amazing with the Democrats having so many different, a lot of people, but still so much variety and so many strong contenders. I thought that was like nothing we've really seen ever before, and it was really refreshing and hopeful. And I think that with everything that's going on politically, but also socially in the streets, that we can expect that, and it seems like the country is really ready for that. And no matter what party, I think it's time to represent, the way this country looks. It is a quilt of different people, colors, creeds, religions, sexuality, and I'm so excited to see what, especially what's coming up in local elections. People are starting to realize how important local elections are, and we are seeing some amazing people step forward, from people who are wildly qualified to people who are just pissed and are like, I'm a mom and I was a PTA club member and I am going to get in there and change stuff. So I think we've got like this kind of think tank that's starting throughout the country that's really exciting to see so many different people piling in and giving their opinions and priorities.
Yes, I agree. I think it's great. It's a very, it is a very exciting time. It's a scary time, and it is a sad time, to a degree, a very angry time. But, change is hard, and change is difficult, and can be even painful. But on the other side of it, wow, what we have the potential, the world we can potentially have when we get through all this is pretty exciting.
Yeah. Kari Payton was on our show, actor Kari Payton was on our show a few weeks ago, and he had this great metaphor about how we're in the middle of the volcano exploding right now. And, it's going to take a while for that lava to flow down the mountain, and a lot of stuff will burn in the process, and then it will cool. But the plants that grow out of that ash will be beautiful and lush. So
yes, well, I may steal that.
We're gonna be Hawaii.
Yeah, Hawaii. Yeah.
Yes. I'll be the first to have a luau.
Awesome.
And what do you miss? What do you miss the most? I know, like, it's here in California, so we're all in California, and it looks like we are shutting things down again over the next week or so. I gotta say, like, for me, hugs, brunch, and travel. I miss so badly. I can taste.
What was the first thing?
Hugs.
Brunch and hugs for my friends.
Hugs.
Just hugging.
I thought you said Uggs. I was like, honey, you can wear those around your house, and they're not very. They're kind of tacky.
Uggs?
You've never worn Uggs.
Are you kidding? I'm half Australian. I'd get smacked if I wore those out of the house. They're house shoes.
Well, I do miss hugging and kissing people. I think when you're in theater, it's part of your DNA. The kind of the way we interact with each other. That I think normal people would think, wow, they're very affectionate, Sure. But so I really do miss that, and I miss going out to like dinner or hanging out. I went out to dinner a little bit ago at a restaurant in Sherman Oaks with some friends sitting outside, and it was just like Prozac. I remember leaving feeling like, oh my gosh, this is what life used to be like, and I try to get out, but yeah, I miss the movies, not just hearing my voice. I miss the movies, and I miss going to shows. I miss the Rockwell. I miss little theaters and little clubs.
That's the thing. The Rockwell, like Los Feliz, all the places that I love to go, all the tables are like this close to each other. Yeah. So there's no way. A friend of mine was like, come to La Poubelle. And I was like, no, we're going to be sitting back to back with somebody. Or even if we are skipping a table, it's still going to be like 2 feet away. It's, I don't know how people are doing it in New York either, because it's the same dynamic of everyone just squished in so close.
Yeah, and I will say I do miss people singing and performing. I miss live music really badly. I will say, of course, I think everyone seems to be singing on Facebook these days quite a bit. For
better or worse?
Yeah, I mean, yes. Like, another song?
I love a Broadway Zoom concert, but it's not quite the same.
Yeah, I mean, I love, it's great. I have some friends, they're singing a song a day, great.
Great.
Great. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I mean, it's no judging. I'm just like, great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't need to sing. People ask me to sing. I'm like, nah. I sang one song at the beginning of quarantine. I don't know if you saw. It was my feelings about quarantine when it all started. It's in my Instagram.
Okay, I will
You'll see
scroll
it.
back and check it out.
Yeah, it's short and sweet.
Uh, um, I was just thinking about there's a few, especially towards the beginning of quarantine when they had Digital Drag Fest. There were a bunch of drag shows that I was watching, and to see how much production value some queen tried to do by themselves in their living room is just like, it's amazing, and like you get that coin, but at the same time it's just like, my God, I would turn off that camera after I've done it, be like, did I just do all that by myself? Just in this room.
I know a lot of more drag queens than I ever thought I would. Personally.
Oh yes. Now. So from AJ and the Queen, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I watched Drag Race. I wasn't like, I didn't, I watched it when it was on. I didn't follow it much, but of course, when I got the show, I went back and started watching episodes. There were a lot on the show, and I'd have to go figure out who people were.
Yeah, you need to know, why is Alexis Mateo saying "bam" all the time? Like, there's a reason.
Yeah. Yes, and I just texted someone that Instagram. Oh, Trixie.
Oh, sure.
Trixie and Katya.
Katya, yes.
Because I caught their show and they're hilarious, and I just
so funny.
I watched all their stuff and had to send them a note and tell them how great they were. But yeah, I didn't.
We're gonna try and get Trixie on the show if we can. Come on, Trixie, if you're watching, we need you.
Yes.
Oh, I will send her. I will send her a message.
Yes.
But yeah, I didn't know about drag at all, and I still don't. People, it's so funny. I have gotten some offers to perform in drag by some clubs, and I'm like, I'm not
like, I'm playing a role.
Play one on TV.
Yeah.
Raven did my makeup, and Raven does RuPaul's makeup as well. And Curtis Foreman did my wigs. He does RuPaul's wigs. And Tracy Field did my costumes. The drag wasn't, people say how hard it was. For me, I just had to sit there for a couple of hours. So,
yeah, you're not making your own dresses like they are on Drag Race or.
Yeah, I just sit there. There was a whole thing.
Much less effort. But were you like pleasantly shocked when they spun you around in the chair? Were you like, oh my God, it's so beautiful?
Well,
or were you like,
when
that's kind of what I expected.
When they first cast me, Lewis, this big, he was comic relief for the show, and he was blind, and I thought he was gonna look busted, and it also, because the script says he does his own hair and makeup, and I'll never forget, Rue goes, "Oh no, you're going to be gorgeous." I was like, okay. She's like, my people are going to do your hair and makeup. And because in the script, I was like, well, can he do his hair and makeup? And I think the answer is yes. I started working with
For those who don't know, the character was also blind.
Is blind, yes. And by the way, some people, there was a whole thing on the internet whether I was really blind or not, which I was kind of flattered by. I guess it goes to say something about my acting, but yeah, there was an article of, is Michael Leon Wooley blind? And they used a picture of, that was taken at some party of me and Ross Matthews. And while the shot was taking, apparently I was looking somewhere else. And so I'm like looking off to the side. I look so blind in the picture they used. But no, I'm not blind. Christina Jones, she is vision impaired, and she taught me so much. Did a lot of research with her and work to figure out how to pull this role off. She taught me how to use a cane and all that. But it was a tough job being blind. A blind diabetic drag queen is, not a walk in the park.
A blind diabetic drag queen who does not follow her doctor's medical advice.
Yes, at all, who loves chocolate cake. And it's so funny. I uh, the marks on the set for blocking, I had tape marks for where I was to stand for camera.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me to the 5th episode. I found out my tape was blue. But I had no idea because I'm like looking around all the time. I never knew they even had tape for my mark to stand on.
You just got there through the grace of God.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun and a lot of work. Rue is everything you'd think Rue is, and was really great with me. You know, I got to play RuPaul's best friend. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
There's a couple scenes. I think it's the last episode when we're me and Izzy and RuPaul are dancing in an RV to "It's Raining Men."
Perfect.
And full out dancing in this RV. It was like one of the best moments in my career. I was like, what is my life? But it was great. And Rue was really great and very funny, and I had to walk in heels. It's a whole thing. I'm sorry.
So what did that make you, like 6'6" in heels?
Oh, yeah.
6'7"?
I'm with heel and hairs at 7 feet, easy.
Glamazon.
And then you've got the little kid. The camera work must have been just hair ripping, trying to get in the same shot.
Yes, it was, but it was a great thing because actually I'm 6'4", me and Rue are the exact same height. Oh. And Izzy is a tiny thing, but it's just great visually when the 3 of us are together. Yeah, it was great. When I had to learn to walk in heels, there was one day I was in a hallway at the studio on the soundstage, in a hallway, walking back and forth, and it was just not good. And I thought I was getting better, and then Rue comes out and is like, no, and started giving me directions. And it's all of a sudden became very Drag Race. It was, Rue gets very serious. It's like, no, swing your butt around, use your arms. And here's my favorite thing. The heels are just a suggestion. Heels, and then I finally began to get it. And in the hallway, and I began to walk, and it was looking good. And then Rue turns to leave and goes, "This house is clean." And turns and walked out. And I was like, "Ladies and gentlemen, RuPaul, thank you very much." Yes, but my favorite thing, we were in a golf cart. They were taking me and Rue somewhere, and we were leaving set. And I said, Rue, I could have sworn when we were leaving, I heard one of the crew guys go, "Yes!" And then Rue turned to me and goes, "Well, when they start calling each other bitch, my job is done here." Rue was great.
And if you guys haven't been behind the scenes on a television show, the crew is almost always beefy guys in their 50s, 60s, 70s, gray mustaches, very, very like tool belts, and so
a lot of testosterone.
Yeah, like rock concert roadies. Yeah,
they were great group. Yeah, and we'll miss them. No season 2, but we had a good journey, and it was a lot of fun, and it will live on. People really reacted to Lewis. I was kind of surprised. But it's great. It's great. People don't recognize me anymore because I have a mask on. It's so funny.
That is the hard part. Now, are you rocking a stylish mask, or is it just kind of just a functional piece?
I have a few different ones. I do have a couple, designer ones, but I end up wearing the ones that are most comfortable.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what it boils down to. Yeah.
Yeah. But I do have, day wear, evening wear,
You're going out mask.
Yeah.
You're out mask.
Yeah. All of that. Yes, and they're in my car.
This is the
they're in my
Ugg
house.
boot of mask. It doesn't leave the house. Yeah.
Yes. I need to get something for my car that holds all my masks, you know.
Yes, like a little hanger thing, or like one of those dry cleaner things where you can just press the button
Yes.
and go around.
Or something on the sun visor that you just flip it down and they're all just like collected there.
They just all come down. Yeah. Because, you know, you can't.
Like way back when we had CDs.
Yes. Oh my gosh, CDs. Because you have to wear a different mask. When Trader Joe's, you have to pull it up a little bit. And Whole Foods, you know, you can't go in with your Ralph's mask on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No plastic bags. You gotta have like a hemp mask.
Yeah.
with like you know, a moisturizing layer that's only made from like ethically sourced aloe.
But I will say the mask, it makes it really hard to interact with people, you know. You can't smile.
Or it makes it really easy because if you have resting bitch face like I do, it's amazing. If I have sunglasses on and a mask, I can make all the faces that I normally make that people get mad at me for. Like, I can roll my eyes, I can sneer. I'm just like under my mask, and only my boyfriend will occasionally be like, "I know what you're doing under there," and I'm like, "What? What? I'm just happy." So I love them, but it's hard to
talk.
True.
So
oh my gosh, you can't flirt with them. I mean, it's very hard.
It's all about the eyes.
You gotta smize. You gotta smize like
smize. Yes.
Yeah.
Smizing has come back really big.
I would be very much. I'm not saying that they're a substitute, but if the plastic visor thing becomes more, more found to be more successful than this mask, I'm all about it. I would absolutely do
and I can put my false eyelashes on the outside and wink at people.
I saw one that was a mask, and it was the guy from Tiger King with like 3 teeth, and his mouth is on the bottom. I think it's coming next week.
Oh, you ordered it. You got that.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Some things you have to go, yes, I'll take that.
Amazing. Yeah. Amazing.
Well, now people are printing their own face on their mask.
Oh, that's
awesome.
You have your own face on your mask, which I'm not putting my face on. I'll put somebody else's face on.
Yeah.
I'll put Heidi Klum's face on or something, but I'm
I'm gonna put someone else's jawline. You know.
It's just it just feels like the type of masks that robbers wear in movies to rob a bank. Like
the balaclava.
Yeah.
But I will say, and I am a little obsessed with these Karens and their masks. All the Karen videos are just I can't stop watching them.
A friend of mine was
It is a terrible time to be a blonde white woman.
Yeah. Yes.
I had a friend who was at the North Hollywood Trader Joe's when that.
Wait, where is that North Hollywood Trader Joe's?
I don't know. I've actually, because it just opened. I think it had a grand opening. I've never.
Okay.
They never do that in front of me. I watch those videos and I'm like, come on, come to my Bonds right now. I am dying for somebody to do that so I can just hit them low and knock them across Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
They just never do.
Yeah, I would wish the same. I please let someone be behind me without a mask on.
Go ahead. Just
do
it.
So much.
Yes. But all these videos are so much.
When you're wearing the mask, people don't necessarily know it's you that is talking. So if somebody isn't wearing a mask, you can be like, wear a fucking mask when you walk by them. And they don't know that it's you. I may or may not have done that already like 5 times.
Action.
But in the store.
Yes. Only problem is my voice.
If you can throw your voice, it's even better.
I'm the only voice that would sound like mine within like 100 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd be like,
it sounded like a big black man talking, and there's only one big black man here.
Fair.
We can trade. We'll have little recordings on our phones, and then we'll just switch.
Yeah. This once again goes back to Courtenay just needs a recording of you on her phone.
Exactly. And then you can just say, do mine, and they'll be like, who's that Karen? Where's the Karen talking? I hear a swearing Karen.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Swearing Karen.
Awesome. Michael, before we let you go, one of the things that we typically do is we ask our guests to sign off and tell everybody to go out and vote in a favorite character.
Oh my God.
So for the people in the chat, please pick.
Somebody already wants I'm blind, bitch.
So I think it's going to. I mean, if people want to go deep cuts, they're welcome to. But I think it's going to come down to Louis the alligator or Louis Bell. So anybody, let's see what people suggest. Everybody, throw in the comments your thoughts.
Also,
Louis.
Please don't write just Louis. Their name is the same.
Lip Revolt says, I need a clean mask, like a clear mask, so you can see my lipstick under it.
Sure.
Same, girl, because I end up with lipstick all over my face and the inside of my mask.
Me too.
I feel you. Yeah, don't we all?
Let's see. Your voice on Ugly Americans. Okay.
Twain Bone Raper. Oh my gosh.
We've got two Lewises. You guys have to say Louis the alligator or Louis Bell.
Louis the alligator. Okay. I think it's Louis. I think it's going to be Louis the alligator. So can you sign us off as your alligator pal?
Okay. But I just need to. All right. I found a stick. Don't forget to vote, please. I'll be really thankful. I'll even say hallelujah.
Oh, brilliant.
But I would say Lewis from AJ and the Queen would simply say, vote, bitch. So there's that.
Accurate. Very accurate. Michael, thank you so much for joining us. This was a blast.
Thank you, guys.
So good to see you.
Yes, you too. Good to see you guys again. Be well.
Right.
Be safe.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you guys so
was a
much for
blast.
watching. Oh my God, he's amazing. He's so sweet and funny. And I do want him to do my outgoing message.
Oh yeah. I cannot wait for the day when we get to go back to Disneyland and hear his voice in that ride. That'll be super fun.
That's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Guys, just so you know, we do have our t-shirts back in stock at nerdsvote.com/shop.
Mm-hmm.
Support the Heroes Act. That's our pinned tweet or our pinned note down at the bottom here. Make sure that you go to Senate.gov, find your senators, and encourage them to support the Heroes Act,
So we can
which
support the
allocates
post
money for the
office.
post office.
Mm-hmm. So do that. And for everything else, just visit us at nerdsvote.com. Follow us here at NerdsVote. And we'll be back on Thursday.
With another great guest Thursday.
Awesome. See y'all soon.